Hello, my name is JJ Chavez and I will present you my Fallacy Project. So for the first category of the Fallacy Project, it is Fallacies of Emotional Arguments. Bandwagon is encouraging others to jump on board for something that's cool or the trend. In this ad, Maybelline New York states that this mascara, Great Lash, is America's favorite. It implies that this mascara is sold in less than 2 seconds. Therefore, you can say that this is a trend. The purpose for this ad is to sell Great Lash mascara. Appeals to pity is a fallacy in which someone tries to win support for an argument or idea by exploiting his or her opponent's feelings of pity or guilt. In this ad of appeals to pity, you can see the little boy crying and looking terrified of listening the negative comments that the person is telling him. As it's stated in the ad, your words have power, use them wisely. The purpose of this ad is to convey the effects of negative comments and possibly to remind you to think before you speak. This ad is directed to those who name call little kids. The next category of the Fallacy Project is fallacies of logical arguments. One of the fallacies of logical arguments is appeals to ignorance, which is based on the assumption that a statement must be true if it cannot be proved false or vice versa. It is the assumption of a conclusion or fact based primarily on the lack of evidence to the contrary, usually best described by absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. As you can see in this ad, it is asking the public if they are good without God because over 1 million Kiwis are. This ad is ignorant because it has such a weak argument that anyone can see it, and it is directed to those who question God's existence. The following category is fallacies of ethical arguments. In the appeal to false authorities, it is when a person is making a claim and is presented as an expert who should be trusted when his or her expertise is not in the area being discussed. For example, Dr. Dean, TV hottest new psychologist, says that coffee enemas are the fountain of youth. Give me that coffee enema. The explanation for this is assuming Dr. Dean is actually a licensed psychologist that does not qualify him to give advice about non-psychology related issues such as coffee enemas. Extending his expertise from psychology to issues of the colon is fallacious. In this ad, you can see the famous celebrity Pink. By using Pink in this ad, PETA is drawing more attention to their cause of stopping us from using animal resources for clothes. This is an appeal to false authority ad because there is no evidence that Pink is involved with this organization. Dogmatism is when we assume or assert that a particular position is the only possible acceptable one. An example of dogmatism is if you have an F in math, you're just lazy because math is so easy. This is clearly dogmatic because the argument is so close-minded. There are other reasons why people don't get a good grade in math, maybe because they don't understand the subject or have a bad teacher. That statement does not consider other alternatives of why a person could be failing math. In this ad, it is telling you to say something if you see something. Most people think that every Pakistani must be a terrorist. People may be ignorant and believe this fact just because they have limited knowledge of the people in the Middle East. The purpose for this ad is for you to inform the police of a suspect being a terrorist, specifically if she or he is a Pakistani. Thank you. This concludes my presentation.